Welcome to Charter Local Edition. I'm Tracy Young. Our guest is Ellwood von Seibold. He's both the narrator and host of the film Americans on D-Day. And he joins us to talk about his very personal experience at this event that took place on June 6th, 1944. Good to have you in the States, sir.
Hello, Tracy. Great to be here.
Will you begin with why this is such a personal experience for you? It's always terrific to be able to chronicle an important moment in history, but I think it's maybe more than that for you.
It's very much more than that for me. Having grown up as a tiny boy, been immersed in the Second World War, and always my passion. Can't explain why, but it got to the stage where I wanted to talk about it so compulsively that I just one day said to my wife, who's very long suffering, as you can well imagine, and said, let's go to France and let's live this dream. And I can set up a tour company and talk to people about this all the time. So that's what we did. And we've been there for 5 years, and it's been immensely enjoyable. And then one day, I was approached by a great friend of mine called Richard Larney, who had a lot of experience in making films. And he said, well, look, let's do this, and you can do the acting, and I'll do the producing. And I said, well, I haven't done much acting. In fact, I haven't done any. But
now you have. Now you're experienced.
Very experienced indeed. And that's how the film came about. That's how we arrive at today.
Do you think it's very different for people who resided in areas that were actually affected, even any time during World War II, than those of us who were removed? We lost so many Americans, but our actual land was not affected.
Yes, that affects people, obviously the older generation who were there at the time. They don't remember those times with the same sort of view through the rose-tinted spectacles that we do. We tend to have a sort of romanticized idea about the whole thing. But those people who had to live with it, endure it, and put up with the terrible deprivation, that's a different thing entirely. And it's something that they will never forget.
And what about when the war was over? There was a very large period of reconstruction that is a constant reminder, I think, for people that used to be the place where the troops landed, or that building was bombed out.
Yes. The only problem with this is that the reconstruction has been so well done that you take people to places now and you say, this happened there, this happened over there. And it's very hard to convey that.
Is it too pristine now?
Yes, it's too nice. So this is another reason why we wanted to produce this DVD, just to show people, listen, this is how it was. This is what these people had to put up with. This is what this great generation had to endure to make sure that the world could be a free place. It's as simple as that.
Now, you still do these tours, so when people come through and you're giving a tour to someone, what do you hope they take away from the tour? What do people ask you mostly? What are they most surprised about?
They are so surprised at the scale of Normandy, the sheer scale of the invasion area, the scale of the enterprise. A lot of people think that they're just going to get a dry historical lecture. Well, they're not. I try to give people an insight into the terrific input by so many millions of people, not only from the man at the sharp end who was doing the fighting, but there's Rosie the Riveter back here, doing her thing, screwing together whatever it was, to try to get people, everybody's sacrifice, everybody pooling together for this terrific event. That's what we try to do.
And if someone were to say to you, what is D-Day, what would you say?
What is D-Day? To me, D-Day is the most important historical military event of our times. That's how I... Because of it, as was said, it marked really the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany. It was the time when the Allies, the Americans and the British, stood side by side and took the fight to the heart of Germany to eradicate the world of this terrible evil.
Right. Thank you so much for your time and, of course, your work, so we don't lose sight of this historical moment.
Thank you very much for
Charter Local Edition, I'm Tracy Young.